I hope everybody's doing well wherever you're at in life. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're okay. Um, if you guys want readings, you can go to Jennifer Felix. Um, and I want to thank everybody that sent me gifts. Um, Same shit, different day. Uh, I have so many people I want to give shout outs to. Um, that sent me so many cards. I mean, it's so appreciated, you guys. The people that are on my channel, my family, you guys are my soul family. You guys really support my channel. I couldn't say it any better. I want to talk about a case that I did, okay? And I've been having the grandmother and Emily Pike, okay? They've been coming to me, especially the grandmother and Emily. When I did Emily Pike's reading, okay, I did not know that I was going to come across a cultist. I didn't know I was going to come across this midnight production studio. I did not know that, you guys, okay? And what I was shown was the person that is involved with Emily Pike. I'm going to explain to you. I was even speaking Apache language, okay? I've never spoken Apache language in my life, okay? And I looked up what I was saying, and I still don't understand what I was saying. I even reached out to people that spoke, reached out to one person that spoke Apache language, okay? Um, So let's talk about Emily Pike in Arizona. Somebody sent me some cards from Arizona. I want to say thank you. You guys, there's so many people that sent me stuff. I don't even know where to begin. I don't. I really don't, you guys. Hey, Jada. Um, People are sending me cards from everywhere. Um, and it's so I'm so grateful because without you guys, I wouldn't even be on this channel. You guys keep me going. Hey, New Beginnings. You guys keep me going. And I want to thank you guys for all the different card decks. And there's so many that I've gotten that I got a, thank you. Oh, thanks for what you did yesterday. Yes, you guys, I will talk about his case when I get off of Emily Pike. Now, I have this white candle lit for Emily. I'm also going to pour the water in my bowl. I'm going to show you the candle. I noticed in Emily Pike's reading, there was something moving on the last video I did on Emily Pike. There was something moving, and I had a plant in my, in that video. It's called the Jericho flower. And there was something moving, okay? I had to rewatch the video. I even said, like, numbers. I need to go back and look at the numbers. Okay, so I believe that I have solved Emily Pike's case. Thank you guys for the kind words. I always look for your shows. You're the angel amongst other things that are going on in the world. My heart is broken. Oh, thank you guys. Yeah, be careful about the news because there's a lot of things that are going on that is trying to get your energy. Okay, so it's like they're energy harvesting. Okay, like Renee Good's case, it was all stage. Okay, George Floyd, many cases out here are stage cases. So be careful. They're like psyops, stage, the right person, the right victim, the right perpetrator. So be careful what you give energy to. I was going to do a short on Renee Good saying that be careful the energy that you give to the case because they're energy harvesting what they can because the spell is being broken. Oh, I'm thirsty. So I have all these decks. I want to thank the people. There's a lady from Arizona. I want to thank her. She sent me some decks. She sent me a deck. There's other people. My office space is really small. It's going to get bigger. Okay. I've been cleaning my room and I'm going to move my office somewhere else because I have a lot of things. If you guys see this, this is for my tribe. This lady is also from my father's tribe. Okay. I also have stuff. And I have another shaman sending me another, well, a chief sending me another protection necklace. Okay. Yes. And I will be going over there to take my dad's ashes home. He has never been back home since he's been here, and he's been gone since 2021. So I need to take his ashes home. Okay. So a lot of things out here are distractions. So be careful what you give your energy to. I will talk about yesterday, but let's just talk about Emily Pike. I think I solved her case. Somebody says they're targeting. No, they're just not targeting Navajo girls. I'm gonna tell you what I'm seeing. So I had to write this down because this is a lot, you guys. So I think it was like 2 nights ago, Emily Pike and her grandmother came to me, and I could not sleep. They were giving me so much information. So Emily Pike's readings, I have did so many readings on her. When I did her readings, I picked up occultist. I picked up serial killer. I picked up so much energy. Okay. And I was actually picking up energy of a production studio called Midnight Production. I saw Emily's video and I was so hurt. She said she wanted to go with her grandmother. Yes. Yes. She's with her grandmother. Ancestors, put a circle around me. Put a circle around me. Okay. Emily Pike. Emily Pike. Let me get my bell. Grandmother and her ancestors, only for them to step forward at this time. Emily Pike, Emily Pike's ancestors, step forward at this time. They're here. They're here. Okay. Normally I have a steady flame, and when it splits in half, there's two spirits here. Do you guys see that split in two? Hold on. Let me move this out the way. I got my desk is full. So when the candle splits in two, that means there's two spirits here. And I'm only calling on Emily Pike and her grandmother. Anybody else, I'm not calling on them. Okay. I noticed something on the last video that I did on Emily. The flame will go back to straight, but they're just acknowledging that they're here. It's split in two. That means there's two spirits that are here. Okay. I've been reading candles for a long time. I told you I've did this in past lives. I probably did this in more than 10 past lives. And back then it was real magic. It still is real magic. It's not magic. It was a real way of living. Okay, so the two spirits are here. Okay. So let's get to this. And I pay attention to everything. I feel like nothing is a coincidence in this life. Okay. Nothing is a coincidence, my friends. So they're just acknowledging they're here. And the flame will go steady. See how it divides into. There's two spirits. Emily will be that smaller one, and the bigger one will be the grandmother spirit. Okay. And I'm speaking for them. I am speaking for the ancestors. I am speaking for the ones that are still missing. I'm speaking for the ones that have went missing. to give them a voice, okay, for the voiceless. When I started my channel, I did not know I was going to go into true crime, okay? They're just acknowledging that they're here in spirit, okay? Yes, Jada, I'm going to get to the, Jada says they're targeting Navajo girls, yes, but it's just not Navajo. I saw, okay, so it's not just Navajo, okay? They're targeting a lot of children, and there's something that's going on in Arizona where this is beyond, and I know for a fact that what I'm about to speak is the truth, okay? Because I went on to the Arizona website for missing and exploited children, okay? And hey Joe Blue, I went to missing and exploited children in the Arizona area, right? And they have, when the kids go missing in Arizona, they put missing and runaway. Okay? I've never seen that before. They put runaway and missing. Okay? So this tells me that, and I'm going to get there, okay? So when a child goes missing in the state of Arizona, they will put missing and runaway. Okay? Now, I don't know if these kids are particular kids that are coming from a group home setting, and why are they running away from the group homes? And there was 5 disturbing pictures that I seen on my page while on the Arizona Mesa, Arizona, of 5. It was like 5, or yeah, about 5 of them. Some of them had black eyes. One, he had like panda eyes. I mean, it was very disturbing. So there's something that's going on in the Arizona area. So if you live in the Arizona area and you guys follow my page, you need to really, really, really watch your surroundings. This is anywhere, but there is some, and I'm going to get to what I'm seeing in Arizona. It's a lot going on in Arizona. At this point, this is beyond the local, because the person that took Emily, I'm going to get to that, okay, is an imposter, okay? The person that took Emily, took these other people, is an imposter. He actually works. I figured out where he works at and everything, and I figured out where he might be dumping remains. Okay, so let's get to this. So Emily Pike readings, I did probably like 4 or 5. I talked about occults. I talked about a church I kept seeing. I talked about a cross. I talked about the 4 directions I kept seeing. So, and I gotta say this video is for entertainment purposes, but Emily Pike's ancestors are here, and my ancestors. So I wrote this down. So in Emily Pike's reading, I came across occults in Arizona. I came again. I came up. I came. Yeah, I came across occults in Arizona. I also came across Midnight Production, which I knew nothing about at the time. I did not know nothing about this at the time. The Midnight Production, where people were getting kidnapped and taken to abandoned buildings and homes, and there's mirrors all around. That's where I was picking up the cultist vibes. Okay. Um, Also, I noticed that there are children that are missing that are marked as runaways / missing. Why are they marking these kids as runaways? Why aren't they just marking them as missing? Because they're children, not adults. So every child that runs away from a group home, you're gonna mark them as runaway. So that means that you think they just ran away, but something could have happened to them. So I'm going to get to where I'm going, okay? So if you go to missing and exploited children, or you go to missing children in the Mesa, Arizona area, they have runaway and missing. Now, I worked on many cases from different states, and I've never had anybody put missing and runaways. If a child runs away from a group home, it don't matter how many times they run away from a group home, they should not be marked down as runaways. They should be marked down as missing. The reason why I say this is because they can say that they're runaways, and they're not runaways, and they were taken, okay, for this midnight production, or some shady stuff is going on, and I'm going to get there. Okay. Um, so they put on their website runaway and missing, and I don't know why they do that. I've never seen that in any other state. Yes, I believe there's abuse going on in the group homes. If you see the pictures that I put up yesterday, I was preparing myself for this for 2 days. Okay, and I've been doing my research on this. And 2 days ago, Emily Pike's grandmother and Emily came to me. Okay, and they were giving me information. Okay, so in Arizona, when a child goes missing, they put runaway and missing. Okay, they should not do that. I don't know why they're doing that. They should just put missing, because that child, it doesn't matter if they run away or not, there's still a missing case. Okay, so I noticed with all the children in the Arizona area, they are putting runaways and missing. So this tells me two things: these children are being taken. Why are these children running away from these group homes? What the hell is going on in Arizona? Okay, I think this needs to be looked at on a federal level. Okay, because what I'm seeing is very dark. Okay, yes, I believe they are being abused. If you look at, there's 5 pictures. The one girl has a panda eye. She has a panda. A couple of them have panda eyes. Okay, and one guy, he had, it looked like no shirt on, and I'm like, who are taking these photos? Okay, it's bizarre. And even I notice they'll say this child left, and they'll know from they know from their shirt to their pants to their shoes to the pocketbook. They're too detailed. When a child goes missing or leaves or runs away from a group home, you're not going to be that detailed. Okay? The only reason that they're detailed, that means somebody that is working and law enforcement is involved in taking these children. Okay? And I'm going to say this is for entertainment purposes. And I'm going to tell you what Emily Pike's grandmother and Emily Pike has showed me. Okay? How do you know? I'm in a group home. Okay, you guys, listen to me. I'm in a group home. I decide today I want to run away because they're telling me I have to eat at a certain time, or I'm getting yelled at, or I'm getting mistreated. And I say, fuck this shit, I'm leaving. And the staff are talking on their phones. This is where the person that is involved in this, or people that are involved in this is where they fucked up at. They're too detailed. The reason why I say they're too detailed is they say specifically what these children are wearing, to the shoes, to the pocketbooks. I mean, that is too detailed. And if you work for any FBI, CIA, or any police force, you know that having that much detail is deception and lies. You're not going to know exactly all what that child had on. You're not going to know the color shirt, the color pants, the color shoes, the purse. You're not going to know all that. You're not going to be that detailed. And that's where this person has fucked up. Okay, they were too detailed. So when you go onto the missing cases, you're going to see them very detailed on what they're wearing. If they had pocketbooks, to their shoes. And if you know, if you're an FBI agent, CIA, or police, you know that is too detailed. So you know that somebody, okay, put that on the report, and that's falsification, okay, and that's a federal crime, and these are minors. So that's where the FBI steps in, okay. They're not safe. And the reason why I say they're not safe is because I just seen 5 children. If you go on missing and exploited children, they had panda eyes. And one of the boys looked MK Ultra. There's a white boy, and then his eyes are so black, you can't even see his eyes. All around here is black. You can't see no eyes, my friends. And one thing, if you run away, if a child runs away, how do you know what they have on? You may have seen that person earlier in the day, um, Jessica may had on a white shirt when you last seen her. But when they're putting down in the reports, they're putting specifically what they were wearing. Nobody's going to remember from from the shirt to the pants to the shoes to the pocketbook. That's too detailed, my friends. Okay? Too detailed. I don't even know what I'm around my grandson every day. My daughter knows what she puts on him, but he's a younger child. Okay, she gets his clothes out for him, or he picks his clothes out, but she sees what he picks out. But teenagers, you're not gonna know what they pick out. They change their clothes. Shoot, when my kids were teenagers, they, especially my girls, okay, they were changing their clothes. Especially my oldest, she was changing her clothes like she was 3 times a day, 2 times a day. So in the reports of these missing children, they're too detailed, my friends, too detailed. You're not going to be that detailed. I'm sorry, I've never seen that. I have looked on the Nick is ends for missing and exploited children, and I never seen where they were so detailed where the one girl even had a goddamn purse on. Okay, I've never seen that. So I know that we're looking for people involved in this that work, and this is for entertainment purposes. I'm going to get there. Okay, and they also show me where some bodies are being placed. Okay, yeah, this is really evil. Sometimes I wonder where we're at. I don't believe we're in a higher realm or dimension. I feel like this dimension is, and you have consciously, you gotta add fear, anxiety. It takes you to another dimension. Yes, but what's really going on is this is really going on. Okay, this is not no. So I kept seeing they were too detailed in the reports. So we if they're police officers and they're writing the reports, or the group homes are too detailed, then there is deception, because in no way a group home or a cop is going to be that too detailed, and the cops are not even going to there. And then the thing is, they even say the street that they went missing from, and a lot of the kids are going missing from the same streets. So this must be where the group homes are located. I noticed a pattern in that. I noticed a pattern in the streets. A lot of the streets were the same. Okay, I noticed a pattern is the group homes were too detailed. I used to run group homes. I had foster kids in my group homes. Okay, if I had one guy that used to elope all the time, and there's no way I would remember if he eloped. I'm not gonna. I may see him earlier in the day with a black shirt on. He could have changed his shirt, and there's no way that I would be that detailed. I'm just saying, it's too detailed. Okay, too detailed, my friends. And what else is bothering me? So the detail, I don't know who is giving the information when they go missing, where they're saying exactly what they have on from their shirt to their pants to their shoes to the pocketbooks. That tells me there's deception in that, because the reason why I say there's deception is because it's too detailed. Okay, when you're too detailed like that, there is deception. The reason why I say that, when they say when you change the story, there's not deception. No, when you're very detailed, that's also a sign of deception. Okay, because they're teenagers. How do you know what they're gonna have on and they ran away? Okay, you may have seen them the night before in a black shirt, but they could have changed the shirt to a white shirt, blue shirt, green shirt. So when they're giving these reports, they're too detailed. So is it the officer that is being detailed, or is the group homes being detailed? Okay. And the one girl did say she had a pocketbook. I mean, they were so detailed on what she had on. Okay. And there's missing girls right now that went missing after Emily Pike. There's a Spanish girl, well, not Spanish, indigenous girl that's there, she's missing. There's a white girl that went missing. Remember, I said there's gonna be more girls go missing, especially a white girl after Emily Pike's case. And they're saying these girls are found, but how do me and you know these people are found? If they're in the system, in a group home system, right? And they're awarded to the state. How do we know that these children are okay? We don't know that. They can say they case closed, we found the child, but how do we know they found the child? We don't know that. We're being told that. And I'm not saying all police officers are bad, all FBI, all CIA is bad. I'm not saying that. But there is corruption. Okay. So I'm gonna get to where I believe her body is. Okay. And there's gonna be more cases, more people. Um, and I don't know why in Arizona they mark these children down as runaways and missing. Because it's like when they say runaways, it's like, oh, this child just ran away, they'll be back. How did they know this child's a runaway? How do they know this child's not taken? So they need to stop putting runaway slash missing. Once a child goes missing, it's just missing. Okay, you're not going to assume that they're just a runaway. Even if they have ran away before. Even when I did reports of, I had one guy used to elope. Okay, we had to do supervision on him all the time. Okay, and he would always call the police, and there was no abuse going on in the group home. Okay, but he liked to run away. That was his thing. He liked to elope, and we never put ran away. Okay, we put missing. Okay, he would go out his window. He would go out the staff was there, so he was all eyes was on him. Okay, but then he started getting smart. He was going out the goddamn window. Okay. Yes, Erica Kirk in Romania, where some of these kids were missing. There's kids going missing all around this world. I don't know where we're at. They were. I don't know where we're at because this place is not a good place. So I don't know where the hell we're at. Okay, I don't know. Okay, but I think I solved Emily Pike's case, and I'm gonna tell you why I think I solved it. Okay, so I was doing her reading. I just wanted to bring that up. Go to missing children in Mesa, Arizona, and you will see some of the kids with panda eyes. Okay. Some of them look MK Orchard, some of them have panda eyes. Okay. So there's some shit going down in Arizona. Okay. As a whole. Okay, this is going on all around the world, and this is even going on international. Okay, but I don't understand why they're marking these children as runaways. It don't matter how many times they run away. Take the runaway away from it and just put missing, because you're assuming this child ran away. You are assuming you're going to find this child. Okay, what if this child was taken? So, and you're assuming this child ran away, this child's going to come back, or you're going to find this child. So that means that when you put runaway, that means you're not going to give it effort to find this child. And there's a lot of them that are still missing. And some of them have crossed. When I did the reading, oh my God, you should have seen how many spirits came in my room. Oh my gosh, it was too many. Too many, you guys. Too many. So I kept seeing also the four directions, okay? The four directions, which mean Arizona, Utah, Colorado, and New Mexico. I kept seeing a cross, right, for the four directions. Um, I kept seeing like an actual like cross like on a church. I don't know why I was seeing that too, okay? So, so I kept seeing the four directions, which meant Arizona, Utah, Colorado, New Mexico come together, which is the four corners. That's Apache, Navajo, Hopi, Zuna tribe, and there's more tribes out there. I don't know what this tribe name is, but there's more tribes out there. The four directions and indigenous culture means east, south, west, and north. It also means heart, spirit, body, and mind. It also means other stuff. Okay. So I kept seeing wintertime, okay? And I was saying something in Apache language, okay? I was talking in Apache, okay? I talked in indigenous language, and I don't even know, it was it's something that I remembered in a past life, okay? I was sometimes I speak it and I'm like, how the hell am I speaking this language, okay? Um um and I thought I was picking up on somebody that a spirit, But it was actually me speaking this language. Okay, so I believe her remains, or I believe her remains and the other remains of Emily Pike are on BLM land. You can look up BLM land. Okay, they're being held. Okay, these kids are being held and tortured. I kept seeing a little boy, other people. I believe the guy that we're looking for. I also seen his job. Okay, so I'm gonna tell you. I believe this guy has the information and the in and outs of this case. Um, this feels like the ones that control have loop out timelines again back when children were being taken and murdered. Yes, they're looping out Jojo Blue. Yes, they're looping out timelines. There's timeline looping going on, and there was a freezer spell that they did on us. No, Camilla almost case was not um what they said. That's not true. They lied. You can go back to my Camilla almost readings. What they said that she did to herself, she did not do to herself. And I don't care what nobody says. And that video will be up for eternity. Okay? She did not do that. Okay? She is still alive, my friends. Okay? So I kept seeing winter time with Emily. I was speaking in Apache language or some kind of indigenous language. I believe her remains are on BLM land. Okay. BLM land is in Arizona. It's all is Arizona, Utah, Colorado, and New Mexico. Remember, Mexico kept coming up in my read with Emily Pike, and I was drawn to the Mayan and Inca decks. Okay, so also I believe the person involved in her case works for the Bureau of Land Management. So the person that took Emily, and I'm going to share the photos. There's a truck, there's a SUV that they drive, and they're out there. They're on indigenous land, Apache, Navajo, and they drive on this land, right? And I believe this is somebody that she encountered, and I believe that there is a connection to the group home. I still believe that, and I believe that. Okay, so these people that work for the person we're looking for, I believe he works for Bureau of Land Management. Okay. Now he could be and I believe he could be a ranger, or he could just work for the Bureau of Land Management. And I also found out that I think 2 months ago they laid some of these employees off. You guys can look up the Bureau of Land Management. I believe this is his occupation, or he can also be a ranger. Okay. I believe he has information, personal information on this case. He gets information. I also believe that, so that means he may have access to this case. So they need to be careful with this. I also kept seeing a church. I also kept seeing a lot of cultists here. Okay. Um, and I believe that human remains, and this is all psychically that I was getting, that there is going to be human remains found on BLM land. Okay, because he likes to keep them, he likes to torture them, and he could be a marine. He could be definitely military. I was getting something with military, ex-military. Okay. Um, Yeah, he could have been some kind of military, okay? Some branch of military, okay? That is for sure. Okay, that's who we're looking for. Okay? And he is a serial killer. Um yeah, when they put runaway, they already know someone took them. Yes, that's what I'm saying. That is throwing red flags up for me. Okay? If I was an FBI agent or a CIA agent or just me as a psychic looking into this energy, and I see runaway slash missing slash runaway, that would put red flags up for me. And then all those cases that are runaway slash missing, if they haven't located them, they should never be runaway slash missing. They should just be missing because they're children. Once a child goes missing, the FBI gets involved. It's not the just the police department. And I spoke to Apache. I talked to the Apache department. Okay, I've talked to them myself personally when this case went down with Emily Pike. I've talked to them. I called them and talked to them. Okay, and I believe this man works. I believe I solved this case, but now we have to find her body. Okay, and it's so crazy because earlier today, yesterday, I was cleaning my room. I'm almost completely finished, but I'm gonna have my office space look different eventually. There was, I had decks here, and I was looking at them, and this card was on the floor in the reverse. Nothing is coincidence, my friends. Um, the Chariot, right? And normally when you see the Chariot card in the upright, that means movement, right, on her case. But it was in the reverse. So that means that there's a delay in her case, because her case will solve many other cases in Mesa, Arizona. Once they solve Emily Pike's case, they're going to solve other missing children's cases. Okay? And I didn't know nothing about Midnight Production. Okay? Nothing. Okay? Remember, if you go back to all my videos on Emily Pike, I kept talking about occultists. I kept talking about um occultists and something with a church. Remember, I was like, what the hell am I picking up here? I was actually picking up a Midnight Production that made snuff films. That's what I was picking up. And I didn't know at the time, okay, because I don't know what I'm picking up, okay? I'm just picking up the energy, okay? I'm just getting bits and pieces and trying to put it together as a puzzle. But I believe that there is remains on BLM land. Yes, somebody says you're talking about Camilla Omos. Yeah, she didn't. Camilla Omos is still alive. That narrative that how many women in if you look at statistics when people are suicidal, women do not use that weapon. And there was things going on in Camilla's home. Okay, so the truth lies in her home, but also outside her home. Okay. Um, and people show grief differently, right? But only time will tell, because I believe one day the truth will come out with Camilla Omo's case. And it's not going to be the narrative that they spinned out here. Okay? That's not going to be the narrative. Okay? The truth will come out about her case. I don't know if it's going to be in my lifetime or when I'm gone, but it will come out. Okay? Her body was placed there. They searched that area. If they searched the area, somebody put her body out there. Okay. And she did have issues at home, Camilla Omos. So her family knows their secrets. Okay. And there's other people in that area in Texas that in the same community, my God. Okay. That some lady was in a park and the same thing happened with the same kind of MO. So most girls, they don't. I have a friend, one of my best friends from elementary, middle school. She found her daughter upstairs in second floor in her room, and she had a child. She took her life, you guys. And my best friend's never been. Well, she's one of my best friends. She's never been the same. Okay, she has 3 girls and she's never been the same. She found her daughter upstairs in her room. Okay, most girls don't use that choice of weapon. Okay, they do other things. If you're feeling suicidal, you need to call somebody. Okay, because people out here love you, and sometimes there is outside voices telling you to do things to yourself. And it's not your own consciousness; it's the consciousness outside of you. So you have to be careful when you hear those things. That's not you saying go do that. Okay, so you gotta be mindful of that. Okay, you gotta rebuke that shit. Okay. Yeah, but I have a good friend, and I mean, I got a lot of stories. And she found her daughter. Her daughter had a young son at the time. She's raising that boy, but my friend's name is Tina. She's never the same. She'll never be the same. She lost a child. Okay, and her brother reached out to me and was like, "Can you call and check on her?" Um, so Camilla almost did not take her life. I don't know whose body was out there. Her body was, when they first did the search, her body wasn't there. So somebody obviously placed her body there, if that was even her body. And I got it that she didn't cross over. She's still alive. Okay, that's what I was getting, and she was trafficked. Okay, so we need, and I know one day that the information on her case will be debunked, and the truth will be told about her. Okay, so we have an imposter. I believe this imposter, the person that we're looking for, works for the Bureau of Land and Investigate the Bureau of Land Management. This is what Emily Pike's grandmom showed me. You guys, there's a case here that I can solve within a week. Caden Black case. I can solve that case within a week. Okay, I came across another psychic, another medium, and she was just talking about it. I've never heard of the case. It was on Dateline. And I reached out to the mother. I was supposed to go meet with the detective. I can have that case solved and closure for Caden's family. And Caden looks like my son. So I took Caden's case very personal. And if Caden's mother's watching my channel, I'm not going to give up on Caden's case. Because one day, with the help of me and another psychic, his case, they will find his remains, and they will arrest the people that were involved in the murder of Caden Black. Okay? Mark my words. Okay? They will be arrested. They will be charged. They will find his remains. Okay? And if his mother's watching my channel, I made her a promise. Not just to her, but to me. And I don't make promises like that because there's a lot of missing children out here. And Caden he was a legally adult. And be careful with this because they use this a lot of time. If and Caden Black's mother is on my channel, like I told her, she knows. I made her a promise. Okay? And I don't make promises, especially when it comes to cases, because there's so many cases out here. And I'm only one person. Okay? I'm only one person, and I can't solve all these cases myself. Okay? But Caden Black is a case that I didn't have no information on, to be honest with you, except for his last location. And I went to a place, I just started driving, and I went to the location of the job that he was working at. I went to the one of the employees' homes, and that's where his remains are. And some people think he's in a where they burn the trash. They think he's there, but no, I believe he's on the his remains is on the land of that guy that he was working with. Okay, and that's where he went that day to smoke, and that's where Caden Black, if his mother's watching my channel, I gotta be careful what I say about this case. Okay, because this is an ongoing case with Caden Black. Okay, they haven't found the remains, and they haven't found him. So I'm not even going to talk about Kate and Black's case. But all I'm going to say is one day, whoever, if you're watching my channel, whoever was involved with Kate and Black's case, you will be going to jail. We know who you are. And justice will be served. He will have a proper burial. And his mother will have some kind of closure. And I promise you that. Okay. So I believe the person that is involved with Emily Pike works for the Bureau of Land Management. This could be a ranger. Now remember I said that his eyes, right? Remember I said that his one eye is droopy, okay? One of his eyes is droopy and he has a scar. Remember I said that, okay? His one eye is droopy and he has a scar, okay? Remember that, okay? Um, and you guys can Google this, Bureau of Land Management. And this is where I believe he works as an employee, okay? And I believe that there will be remains found. Today is January 13th of 2026. There will be remains found on BLM land. Okay. All right. I don't want to make this long. So let's just pull some cards on this. Okay. This is what I got from the grandma. I couldn't sleep that night. I mean, I was up late, you guys. Because they actually showed me. But I have to rewatch my videos because I also called out numbers. So I will put up the Bureau of Land Management. This is where I believe the man that is kidnapping, that kidnapped Emily Pike. Now there's 4 vehicles they use. Some of them are rangers. I believe he could be a ranger. He has a military background. And he actually works. This is what I'm getting for the Bureau of Land Management. So they drive around like like the ICE officers. So there's 4 vehicles they drive around with. One is a truck. One is an SUV. I will put those pictures up. And I believe she was trying to go back to her land, her Apache land. Okay. And that's when they got her. Okay. And this man was driving. Now there's 4 vehicles. I will put the pictures up. The 4 vehicles that they drive. The vehicles are brown and white. Brown and white. There's SUVs, trucks, and they drive 2 other vehicles. I will put those pictures up. That the guy that works for the Bureau of Land Management is the one that is holding them, torturing them, and he's keeping something of theirs. Okay. This is who we're looking for. Okay. And I believe that there will be remains found on BLM land. Now, a lot of BLM land is land where people go drive their RVs and stuff. And I believe she was picked up by this person. And this person has done this many times. Okay. He hasn't, this wasn't his first rodeo. Okay. He likes to torture them. He likes to hold them. And I believe Emily fought back. And there is remains. They were showing me her remains, but I need to look at the location, okay? And she was saying, and her grandmother was saying BLM land, okay? BLM land, okay? So this guy, I believe he works for the Bureau of Land Management, okay? So he could be a ranger. He definitely has military background, okay? So let's get some more. This is an updated reading. So that's what I got. And they need to look at all the children that have runaway / missing, and then when they find them, they say found. Okay, we need to know that these children are found, and they need to go in and check every child that's on their missing and split children that have been found, and see if they're found. If not, I believe that if this is where they need to go. They need to go in because this guy works for the government that we're looking for. Okay. And he does watch social media. And he likes to work out. He's an enforcer. He pushy energy, cross your boundaries, gets what they want by any means. So this guy, he gets what he wants by any means necessary. Okay, so he likes to work out. He's in good shape. But how you would know it's him, he also has tattoos. Okay, he has tattoos. This is the person that took Emily Pike. And he works for the Bureau of Land Management. And he could be a ranger. Okay. He works out daily. He has tattoos on both arms. He's an enforcer. So he's pushy energy, crosses boundary, gets what they want by any means. Okay, that's the first card that we got out on him. And there's delays in the case, and because the chariot came out in reverse, this card actually flew out my goddamn card deck. And you know what's so interesting about this card? If you look on BLM land, this is where her body will be found. This same symbol is one of the symbols for, I think, the Bureau of Land Management, and also, yeah, this is one of their symbols right here. Okay, but this came out in the reverse. So when you see the chariot is about action, movement, finding this person because he's finding victims. Okay, he likes indigenous victims because he thinks nobody don't care about them, but we do care about them. Okay. I got the number 7 here. So this is willpower. This came in reverse, and this was just laying on my floor. So I feel like this is symbolic. So this guy has lack. He has self-discipline. He has lack. He's lacking this. He's lacking direction, lack of control, aggressive, ignorance, and careless. So this is how we're going to find him. And he's employed by the Bureau of Land Management. Okay, or he's a ranger that drives in those SUVs or those pickup trucks, and I will show you the pictures of them. So he's a government employee. This is who we're looking for, and he does like to work out, and he has tattoos on both arms. He's a Caucasian male, and he keeps something of them. Okay, every victim, every kill, he keeps something of them. So there's delay in this, and we got the number 7, and he likes to work out. So the guy with this land has lots of lands. Lots. Wow. Yeah, so he works out. He could be into boxing because if you look in this guy, he has boxing gloves on. But he likes to hold on to them for quite some time and then dispose of them. Okay. He's a government employee. I believe he works for, like I said, the Bureau of Land and Management. He could be a ranger. So they wear this specific ranger suit. And there will be remains found on BLM land. Yes, he is military. Somebody says how old this guy is. Go back to my videos. I gave out the ages that I believe he is. And we might get it today again. And he has one eye's loopy, and he has a scar on his face, and he has one eye is kind of like, I wouldn't say loopy, but it's more like it gets down a little bit more. Okay, it's not like both my eyes. His come down a little bit. Okay, and he has a scar on his face. Okay, so he's an enforcer. His energy is pushy. He crosses your boundaries. He gets what they want. He gets what he wants by any means. Okay. He could be into boxing, but he definitely works out. He definitely has tattoos on both arms, his right and left arm. Okay. My reads take forever to get out, but I want to take my time on it. But they told me that where he works for. So, he is a stalker. He's lurking online. This is what I'm saying. He's watching online channels. And he's trying to get information. Oh, have you guys found anything about Emily Pike's case? Because he knows Emily Pike's case will lead the FBI to other victims. And we're dealing with a serial killer. Okay. And he works for the government. Okay, he works for the government. I believe he's employed the Bureau of Land Management. He could be a ranger, but definitely military. Okay. He's a stalker. He lurks online, still checking your story. Obsession never left. And you see his target. He's very specific on his targets. Okay. And the targets that he's targeting is indigenous. There's a girl that went missing before Emily Pike. They said they found her, abracadabra. She was in indigenous land for over a year. They had her under missing, and then when Emily Pike, when they found Emily Pike's body parts, abracadabra, they found this girl within a couple days. But how do we know they found this girl? They can tell us they find this child, but how do we know they found this child? And if the FBI is watching me, how they know I'm telling the truth is go look for the children that they're saying that are missing and runaways. Why are they putting runaways and missing? Why aren't they just putting missing? And why are they too detailed in the report of what they're actually wearing? The children. It's too detailed, my friends. From the shirt to the pants to the shoes to the purses to the very location is too detailed. So when I see that detail like that, that throws a red flag up for me as a psychic. Okay, so that tells me there's a networking or there's somebody that's actually doing this. You know what I mean? Um, Too detailed. Okay, so he's a stalker and he has specific targets. His targets are mostly indigenous. I seen an indigenous boy. I seen more girls, but he likes to hold them for quite some time. He also takes something of theirs. Okay, I'm touching my hair. My gosh. So he takes something of theirs. Okay. Wow. This state is in Mesa, Arizona area. There's some stuff going on in Arizona, you guys. There's a cultist in Arizona. I came across Midnight Production, which I knew nothing about as a psychic. Okay, had no, I knew nothing about. Okay, I knew nothing about, and they need to go back, man. They need to go back a couple years because some of these cases are, they're using these people for films, snuff films, and some of these people are being taken by this guy. Okay, so there's two things going on. There is a cultist that are taking these people for midnight production. Yes, midnight production is a real thing. I did a video on it. Okay, I did a video on it. Thank you guys so much for the cards and stuff. Okay, midnight production is a real thing. Okay, I just did the read on it. It's real. I didn't even know about it. I never heard about it until I started looking into the Emily Pikes case, and it led me down that rabbit hole. And I started seeing, and then this white lady came down my feed out of nowhere from the Mesa, Arizona area. She was a homeless lady, and she said that they kidnapped her, and they took her to this house where there's mirrors all in this house, and there's children tied up to a bed. I mean, it sounds bizarre as hell telling the story. This is not a conspiracy theory. This is real. This is really going on in real time, my friends. So they need to go back to missing children's cases and missing cases. I'm shit. They might need to go back to the 70s. Okay. But this guy that took Emily Pike, this is a whole different. This is a serial killer here. Okay, and he's still doing this. So we got enforcer and stalker, and I'm gonna show you the vehicles that they drive. Um, the Bureau of Land Management. They drive these. But Midnight Productions is very real. I did a video on it. I couldn't believe it myself because I was picking up a cultist in Arizona, and I was like, "What the hell am I picking up?" And the lady came down my feed, and when she came down my feed, I had chills because, and she talked about some kind of midnight production, and I had, you guys, when I tell you I had chills because I remember doing the reads on Emily, and I seen a call, I seen the churches, and I'm like, oh my God, this makes so much sense. And she's not lying. She has blonde hair. She's on TikTok. I'm gonna find her video. It's hard to find it. I was looking for it. She said that she was kidnapped by some guy, and he put her in, he took her, he said let's go party. And when I did the Emily Pike reading, I also got with her and the other girl that they said they found was party energy. So they were offering her drugs and stuff, and she went, and she wound up in an abandoned building, and there was mirrors everywhere. Okay, bizarre. And just think about this: you're telling the police this, and the police is like, what the hell? But if they're hearing the same story over and over, there's truth to it. And I just did a psychic read, and yes, it is true. Yes, this is very evil stuff going on. Okay, but some of these stuff that we're seeing out here, you gotta be careful, is because the news is in reverse. So they're trying to get on our emotions and our energy. We can't let them have our energy and our emotions. It's energy harvesting, okay? Like that girl in Minnesota, Minneapolis or Minnesota, Renee Good, that was stage. Okay, so there's delays in her case because there should be forward movement. And if you look at the Bureau of Land Management, they are BLM land, they have this right here. Earth, water, fire, and air. Okay. And this will be the symbol for water. Okay. Okay, let's see more of his energy. Current energy on the guy that took Emily and is also taking other children. And I believe he's going to take a white girl. Current energy. So we know he likes to work out. We know he got tattoos on both sides. We know he's a stalker. What else do we need to know about him? Current energy, ancestors. The man that took Emily Pike. And we know the vehicle that he was in. He was in a Bureau of Land Management. And their trucks and SUVs are brown and white. And this is for entertainment purposes. If that card comes back up, let's get one more card from this deck. Okay. And then we'll go to another deck. This is for entertainment purposes, I must say that. Okay. I'm sorry my reads are long, you guys. Oh, shit. Dirt digging. Okay. Okay. Snooping in secrets. Trying to expose you. Tables might turn. Okay. So the bodies are out on BLM land. See how dry that land is? That's where the bodies are at. And you see this energy he has in like employee uniform on. Okay. Yes, I believe that guy. I believe he was married at one time, Jada. I do believe he's married. I was picking up that he was still married, but go back to my readings. We'll see what we get today, okay? I believe he works for the Bureau of Land Management, and there will be remains found on BLM land. One more card. And I believe I solved the case is just finding these remains. So I need to look at the numbers I was throwing out. Okay, this card wanted to flip. So ego. This guy has a lot of ego. Hurt ego. Ego getting in the way of relationships, etc. So he is in a relationship. It could be a Caucasian female. Okay, her hair could be like this length. This man has a lot of ego. Okay. And you guys just asked about relationships. So yes. Okay. Her ego getting in the way, relationship, etc. So his ego even gets in the way of his relationships with females. Okay. And this one wants to sneak out. Dirty offer. So he's giving people offers and he's taking them. Okay. In his house, there could be children's nails on the walls. I believe Emily fought back. I believe she really fought back. Jeez. So dirty offer. So he's making them offers. Dirty offers though. He's like drugs, party. One more on his energy. This giving money wants to come out, but we'll see if it comes out, and then we'll pull from another deck. So yes, he is seeing somebody. She could be Caucasian female, or she could, yeah, because indigenous. He thinks that because they're indigenous, he thinks that nobody cares, but we do care. Yes, he could be on dating sites. I truly believe that he is watching social media pertaining to Emily Pike. And I also believe that, yes, I believe he was married at one time, Jada. I believe somebody at his job do suspect him. Jojo Blue, yes, I do. I believe it came across their mind, but they were like, oh, no, he couldn't do this because he works for the Bureau of Land Management. So, but Yes, I believe it came across another borough land management. Um, they found something was off about him, or they seen something and was like, man, something's not right here. And I believe that person can help solve this case. Um, so we got dirty offer. He's in his ego. He's a stalker. He's an enforcer. And we got dirt digging. So these bodies will be found in BLM land, I believe. Okay. Um, this one, okay, I'm going to put this one back. I'm going to get one more card. Let me just shuffle this one more time. Really good. Then we'll get from another deck. Fake smile. So he has a fake smile. Saying hi but hating inside. Two-faced energy. Watch who's smiling at you. So indigenous women, anybody needs to watch because this man is fake. And he says hi but hating inside. Two-faced energy. Watch who's smiling at you. Okay. Um, and he could be seeing a woman. This woman looks kind of indigenous. He targets indigenous because he thinks nobody cares, but we do care. Okay. And I found out by Emily's grandmother and Emily where he works. Okay. So he works for the Bureau of Land Management. He could even be a ranger. Okay. So their vehicles are brown and white. I will put the pictures up of their vehicles. Okay. I also got, they were telling me about BLM land. Okay. You guys can look that up. Okay. So let's get from another deck. Um, Damn, I didn't even know these cards were here. Okay. So let's get from the true crime. Um, I know you guys like, Jen, you like this deck? Yes, I love this deck. I'm going to come out with my own decks. If you guys send me decks, I've been doing a lot of true crime. Okay, so we got missing. So a lot of people are missing from this man. I just like touched my hair. So there's something about the hair he does. He does something with their hair. Okay. Does he collect their hair or he may collect something of theirs? Okay. I don't know why I'm doing that. Okay. So missing. Let's see. But he definitely has tattoos. Burial. Told you. And he's burning some of the body, some of the evidence. So I believe that there's body parts on BLM land. Okay. And that's where they will find bones. And this man has something to do with it. And he has something to do with people that are going missing. I believe with the chariot reverse, this means delays. This means because chariot is movement. And it was in the reverse and it was laying on my floor. It just happened to be laying on my floor. I don't find nothing a coincidence. But I believe this man that we're looking for definitely works for the Bureau of Management. And if you go back to my readings, there was something moving in my, and you can see faces in my glass. It was weird. I just watched it. I had to watch it over, but I had to watch the other ones over. And I came across a call in Arizona. It's just crazy. So let's just get one more card on his energy, and then we'll pull one from the Right Away and one from the Kepler. And then, well, you know what? I have this one. Let's just pull one more. He's a male. He's a male, and I got female. So he could be with a female, double confirmation of that. Okay. Do you guys see it going in and out? Okay. So he could be with a female. She kind of looks indigenous, Hispanic, or Caucasian. Okay. She's with brown hair. And if you notice in all these cards, her hair is like past. Look at this. Her hair is like this. So look, her hair is like long. Okay. So he likes women with long hair. Okay. He's a male we're looking for. He has a scar on one side and when his eyes are a little bit like down a little bit, droopy. And he likes to put the bodies on BLM land. And there's a lot of missing cases surrounding him. Let's get one more And he makes offers to these children. He holds them. This man's sick, man. One more card. Okay. Fake death. So did somebody fake their death? Fake death. What's crossing the fake death, ancestors? Let me go get another. Let me get another deck. Fake death. So does somebody fake death? Did somebody fake their death to get away from this guy? I don't know. Fake death. Who faked their death? And then there's a iguana or lizard. What's crossing the... Damn. Okay, so somebody's waiting and analyzing. So there might be somebody that he came across that was a victim that could have faked their death. I hope they step up. Go fish. Yeah, I believe he's watching social media. So crossing the fake death is pumpkin seed and waiting and analyzing. Give me another card crossing the fake death. So he's waiting and analyzing. I feel like he is watching social medias that have to do with Emily Pike. I even believe he might even comment on the thing, on the anything to do with Emily, because her case went like really big for being an Apache girl. So he didn't expect that. That's what I'm hearing. He didn't expect that. So thriller, drama, unexpected, and suspense. So this is very interesting. So so crossing the fake death, drama, unexpected, suspense. So I believe when we find remains, he likes the thriller. He likes the thrill of the kill. Drama, unpredictable. This man is very unpredictable and he likes suspense before the kill. Okay. Give me one more card from this deck. Feared and hard screen park. This is why I said he likes to put them in a state of fear. Okay, but he holds them for quite some time. Okay, and then he gets rid of them. One more card from this deck. Oh my god, you guys, I got chills. So, you know how I said that he worked for... Oh my god, I got chills. You remember how I said he works for the Bureau of Land Management? I cannot make this shit up. He's a ranger. Look at this. If you look at this, look at what the rangers wear. The Bureau of Land Management, they wear these brown outfits, my god, and the hats like this. Okay? He takes them back to his house. There's an element of water here, emotions. Okay? See the water? This is the emotions. I believe Emily fought back though. And if you look at their uniforms, they wear their uniforms are brown like this. It gives me chills. And they also wear these goddamn hats. I got chills. And when they're out there in those trucks and stuff, they do carry the weapons. Okay. Look at this. I'm going to take a picture of this and take a picture of what they wear. Okay. And Emily Pike's grandmother and her led me to this. And with the light here, it's showing me there's hope here. Okay. Because he's going to slip up. Okay. Mark my words. He will slip up. And when he slips up, they will be on his ass. Okay. Because we're already on his ass. Okay. Let's get one more from this deck. And I'm going to make sure I take a picture of this in their uniform. And he ties them up and traps them. I told you guys. Ties up and traps. Okay. He ties them up and traps them. Okay. So let's get from one from another deck. This is dark. That Chariot card was just like, and you think about it, if they have these guys that are in Apache land, on Navajo, Hopi land, all these tribal lands, indigenous, they get familiar with these rangers because they say hi to them. You know what I mean? Yes, let's all pray. Thank you, Jojo Blue. Yes, let's all pray as a collective and raise the consciousness. Yes, whoo, yes, that this man will be identified. Okay. Yes. Thank you for saying that, Jojo Blue. Yes. Let's raise the consciousness because Emily Pike was not the only victim. Okay. Yes. Definitely let's do this. Okay. And if you notice on this deck, this is the right-of-way deck. Okay. So this is in the reverse. Emotions, insecurity, disappointments, new ideals, and creative blocks. So he's having the Page of Cups in reverse. This is the Earth Water energy. And we got water before. And this is in reverse. And he's holding that cup. So something has changed. Because if you look at the Page's younger energy, is normally would be up in this position. Right? And this is young Pages are always younger energies. And the water element is emotions, right? The blue emotions, but also fertility, life itself, right? But this came in the reverse. Okay. So emotionally immature, insecurities, disappointment, new ideals. So he has to think of new ideals to get new victims. Because I believe like somebody that he worked for, or no, not worked for, works with, there was a red flag there. He might be asking too many questions, or they might notice something about him that was like, this guy is something right here. Okay. But we did get fake death. So did somebody fake their death to get away from this guy? I'm just saying. And I'm gonna look at the numbers that I've thrown out because that could be where her remains are at on the BLM land. Okay, because I did throw out numbers. So let's get one from the Kepler. Okay, I was throwing out numbers, so I need to look at those numbers because that could be where her remains are at. So he ties them up and traps them. And I got this energy before, but I believe he takes something from every person. And it's like a souvenir. Interesting too, because if you look on this page energy, I just had to look at this one more time. You notice, I noticed in like 3 of these cards, these people are wearing like a uniform. Okay. And a hat. Or like this is like a turban, but it's kind of like a hat. So you see here, and he was wearing a uniform because he puts the remains on BLM land. And this one looks like the damn ranger. Okay, the same color and everything. I can't make it up, even to the damn hats. Okay. So he likes to see their emotions because of that water. There you go. That's who we're looking for. Bingo. Bingo. And I'm going to look at the coordinates because 22 just came out. And on BLM land in Arizona, I need to look at all the numbers that I threw out, okay? Because that is where her remains could be, okay? I think there is a zone 7, okay? Because I did say 7 today. And he works for, this is a police officer or official officer. He has a military background. This is who we're looking for. Okay. I knew this card was going to come out. And he's responsible for a lot of missing people's death. This is who we're looking for. And he's responsible for a lot of people, indigenous people, and people going missing in the Arizona area. And he travels from the Four Corners. So he could actually work at the Four Corners, okay, where the Four Corners meet, okay. But he's definitely an officer. See? Official person. This is who we're looking for. Thank you, Emily Pike. Thank you to her grandmother. Okay. Thank you for coming through for me and helping me solve your case. If it wasn't for them, they are still alive. They're not gone. They're still alive. And with the light, she's shedding hope. She said she's shedding light on this, and I don't believe that her ancestors will rest until he is found. Okay? So if he's watching my channel, they're not going to rest until you are found. Okay? Or you can take your own life. Okay? Either or. Okay? But they're not going to rest until you are found. Okay? And that's a fact. Okay? And these children that he has taken and victims, they're very much alive on the spiritual realm. Okay. And he's waiting and he's analyzing. He's watching social media. That's why I just send him a shout out if he is watching my channel. We will find you. Okay. So what numbers did we get? Because I feel like this is important. We got the number 7. So there is a zone 7 in Arizona. If you look on the map, hold on. She's saying she's on BLM land. That is where her remains will be found. BLM land. Emily, if you're here, your grandmother, can you make like the camera go in and out so they know that you are on BLM land and that the guy that took you works for the Bureau of Land Management, and he's a ranger, he's an officer. If you could do that, that would be nice. But I'm not crazy. I am a real psychic. I'm not doing this for entertainment or bullshit, but I have to say that. But you've seen the camera go in and out. So that was in the candle split in two. That means two spirits, not one. Okay. It's split in two. If they're here, just you can either make either the camera go in and out, or you can split this candle in twos. But thank you for letting me help find her. So okay, so if you look at the guy, this is what they wear. They drive in blue. They drive in brown and white vehicles. They drive in SUVs. They drive in trucks. There's 4 vehicle types they drive in. This is who we're looking for. Okay, he works for. He's like a ranger, and I knew he was going to come out. So 22. So we need to look for in Mesa, Arizona, if there's a zone 22 or a zone 7. And let me look it up right now. I'm sorry, you guys. I'm taking long, but thank you guys for your patience. Thank you, everybody that supports my channel. You guys, I'm truly grateful for you guys. I really am. He's very much a stalker. He stalks his prey. Okay. And sometimes he don't even have to stalk them. Like if they're walking home, he just picks them. He just picks them up. And remember I said in one of my videos that there was a fire. Was there a fire previously, like on where Emily Pike went missing? Was there some kind of fire that started in Arizona? Because there is an element of fire. Fire is about passion, but fire is also about passion about what he does in the crime, but also the element of fire was used. Okay. I believe there's information that they have not released. Okay. He likes to work out. He has tattoos on both arms. And I did get New Mexico. I got air. So this guy could be working at the Four Corners. Remember I said I see him be like going to New Mexico to Arizona. So that would make sense if he's at the Four Corners. Okay. That would make so much sense. Okay. There's a female that he was with. This could have been a wife, a female. Something about the female, she was spooked. Okay. Um, and she could have been in. So this could be his wife in a domestic violence situation. Okay. He's definitely an officer. This is who we're looking for. So if you're over there in Arizona and you're walking and you get stopped by one of these rangers, it's crazy that I have to say this. Um, don't get in their vehicle. Start recording. Go live. Okay, go live. Call somebody because my gosh. Okay, he's definitely in forcer. So he works out. He could. Yes, rest in peace, Emily. Let's send this prayer up for her so there can be closure because there's a delay in her case. I don't know if it's because she's indigenous, but there's so many tribes out there. Okay, and I have reached out to the Apache. I spoke to the Apaches actually. There, I told them things in private, and I'm not going to talk about it here. But I did talk to them about stuff that I was picking up on this man in private. Okay, and it was being recorded. Okay. Um. Yeah. So so the double confirmation that he's an official officer. So this is a police officer, ranger, but Emily Pike and her grandma was telling me that he worked for, and I'm gonna show you their uniforms real quick and the cars they drive. So Emily and her grandma was saying that they work for the Bureau of Land and Management or ranger. Also that he has some kind of military background. He also takes something from each one of them. Okay. It could be something that they have on. He keeps. Okay. Yes, I believe he does it in uniform. Yes. The reason why I say he does it in uniform is because if you look at these cards, he's in his uniform. And there's more cards that came out in uniform. There's another card that came out in uniform. So yes, he does take them in uniform. Okay. Somebody says, but Jen, does he do it? Yes, he does it in uniform. Okay. Um, and he's an official officer and he has military background. This is who we're looking for. Okay. And he does wear uniform to a job every day. Okay. This one really creeps me out because if you look at the Rangers, this is the uniform they wear, even to the hats, even to, it looks like, this is like the Grim Reaper, right? But this is not, this is interesting. This is like a hook type thing. Scream Park. So he might like to hear them scream. But he likes the fear and the hard of looks. So I'm being drawn to the eyes. Okay, that's who we're looking for. So I'm going to show you on my computer what they wear and the what they drive. Okay. So let me get this on. Yes, somebody says Jeeper Creepers vibe. Yes. All right. So we're looking up the Bureau of Land Management. This is where I believe he's an employee at, but he could be a police officer. But this is what they told me. Emily Pike and her grandma on the spiritual. Um, and I would never take my life, you guys. I love my life. I'm not suicidal. Um, I would never take my life. And it's known. So okay, so this is what their uniforms look like. I'm gonna show you guys on the computer. Now she showed us number 7 is number 22. So this is where he works. He works for this company. So let me show you. It says Arizona Bureau of Land Management. Can you guys see that? I'm sorry. Let me see if I can make it a little bit bigger. View image. What is going on? Every time I get on here, it's weird. Okay. So I just want to show you their logo. You guys can look it up yourself. Bureau of Land Management, Arizona. But I think he works at the Four Corners. That is his post. The Four Directions, the Four Corners. Let me see. And their uniforms are brown. So I think this patch is actually on their... I'm pushing view image. There it goes. So you see the water, the mountains, and the trees. U.S. Department of Interior, Bureau of Land Management. That's where I believe he works for. Okay. Yes, I believe her body is on BLM land. So BLM land is where campers can go, and they can and people have weird experience on BLM land and Mesa, Arizona. Yes. So, but I believe he works at the four corners, the four states crossing. So that would be, I believe that's where he's posted up at. So that would be um, New Mexico, Arizona, Utah, and Colorado. I believe that's where his post and where he works in that area. Okay, and Mesa, because I did pick up New Mexico and his energy, and I think Mesa is bordering New Mexico. So let's look at BLM land, and let's put number 7 in Mesa, Arizona. And I'm gonna show you their uniforms in a minute. Land, Mesa, Arizona, Zone 7. Zone 7. Okay, here goes Zone 7 on the map for BLM land. So this is a map right here. It says, I just want to open it. Why are they making it so difficult for me to open it? All right, let me hold on, you guys. I'm getting it. It's going. It keeps taking me to Bing. Oh, there it goes. Okay, so they were gonna find. I don't know if they found remains, but there is her remains could be on this. She was showing me. So let me try to make the map bigger here. I'm sorry, you guys, but she can be in Zone 7 or Zone 22 if there is a Zone 22 or Zone 7. I just want to view the image. Okay. Okay, I'm going to go in there because I did take pictures and I believe I did see a Zone 7. But I don't know if there's a Zone 22. That's where the human remains could be. Okay, so let me show you their uniforms. So I will put up the map. The map has the zoning for BLM land. Thank you guys so much. Yes, look for BLM land. You can put Zone 22. I don't know why I keep hearing Zone 22 or Zone 7, okay? And we're going to send up prayers that this man, he will slip up. I believe he will, okay? I believe somebody already have him in their radar. I have to be careful because there's more I want to say, but I just can't say. Okay, so I'm looking up the uniforms. So I'm looking at the zoning. So I will screenshot the zoning and I'll see if there's a zoning. Can somebody look? Okay, right here. And I did throw out numbers in my other video, so I have to replay. I watched the last video I did, But I need to go back to the, okay, there we go. So if you guys can see this, okay, there's a zone 2, a zone 5, and there has to, zone 4, so there has to be a zone 7. And we got 22, and she was found on 10, right, you guys? Can somebody look where she was found? She was found on 10. I think 10. Was it 10 she was found on? Route 10. So we need to look for BLM land in Mesa, Arizona, and we need to look at either the number 7 or the number 22. Okay. And he is a officer that we're looking for, an officer. And the grandmother and her said that he works for the borough. I don't know why they said that, but they said that. Okay. So let me go to the Borough Land Management. There's rangers. They wear brown uniforms. And I got to charge my computer up. And I have reads. So let's look up Borough of Land Management. Let's look up their clothing. And I will put up a picture of the vehicles they drive so people can be aware of that, because this guy is an officer we're looking for. And this is probably why he hasn't been caught, because he's an actual officer, a police officer, and he's also military. And then we have other things going on with Midnight Production, where they're offering people drugs and kidnapping them and all kinds of stuff. I believe they need to go back to some old cases that are unsolved in the Mesa, Arizona area. Okay, here we go. We're in there. Bingo. Okay, I'm going to show you their uniforms. You guys can look this up yourself. I will put it on my community post. I will put all this stuff up that I'm talking about. So oh my gosh, I got chills. My gosh, I got chills. Okay, somebody said she was found in a trash bag near Highway 60 in Glaya County, Arizona on Valentine's Day of 2025. Route 10, yes. So Highway 60, okay. So this is what they wear. This is the guy we're looking for. So anybody that works for this Borough of Land Management, if you see any of your co-workers acting strange, report this to the damn FBI, because this is who we're looking for. He wears this exact uniform. Okay. He has tattoos on both arms. He likes to work out. And you see, okay, the patches that they wear. And I want to show you the vehicles they drive, because they drive like 4 different vehicles. I could not sleep. I mean, they kept me up, but hey, at least I'm getting this out here. So this is the Borough of Land. This is what they drive. Okay. They drive the SUVs that look like that, and they drive the trucks that look like that. Okay. And I believe she was picked up in this one. Okay. All right. And this is like a Q cab SUV, but she was picked up in this one. So can somebody look up for me, if you have a computer? They found her remains. They found a part of her body. Yes, all you got to do is go look up Bureau of Land Management, Ranger, and Law Enforcement. He's an officer. He's watching the case. He could be commenting on people's pages. I looked at some pictures of the guys that work for the Mesa, Arizona, to see if I was drawn to any of them, and I was drawn to one of them. Okay, I was drawn to one of them. I do believe he has facial hair on his face. And I described him in another. Somebody says rural land management. No, it's called Borough of Land Management. And I believe he was in one of this. He's a ranger. And he when he picked Emily Pike up. But they drive two different ones. And he's an officer. And if you look here, he got a brown uniform on, and that's what they wear. They wear a brown uniform and a brown hat. And I'm going to take a picture of this and put beside their uniform. Now we need to look for BLM land number 22 or 7. Yes, I believe we're in the lower dimension. This dimension is a trap dimension. They trap souls on this dimension. And I will do a video on that because you need to get your soul out of this dimension. Okay. They're trapping us on the physical and they're trapping us on the astral. Okay. And you just have to start not giving a fuck in some ways. But I know my calling. I did not know that I was going to do true crime. All I knew was I was a psychic. Okay. But I do feel like we're in where we're at. When I looked up and seen the water above us, we're an avatar, right? And we're in these physical bodies, but they're trapping souls. They're trapping souls, and then souls are coming in. Okay, they're looking for particular people, okay, with particular skills, especially psychics, mediums. I don't know his name. That's what I'm trying to get. Okay, because they were speaking to me in Apache, and I don't understand Apache. I've never spoke Apache. I was speaking some indigenous language I never spoke. Yeah, they but if you look in this photo, look at this. He's wearing brown and a brown hat, and he has a Grim Reaper, and look at the uniforms they wear. They're brown. So don't tell me that I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. Okay? Because you don't, with the spiritual realm, you don't play around. Okay? You don't play around. I'm going to show you the uniforms. And you see an official officer, and that came out before my reading. I just need to find what zone he works in, and I'm pretty sure he works in the four corners. Now, you've seen the cards I just pulled, right? Look at the uniforms. 3 cards had the uniforms on it. And one of the cards, this is the winter uniform. Look at it. Okay? These are brown uniforms. Okay? Look at this. Brown uniform. And one of the guys that was digging in the BLM, like where he was taking the bones, the bodies, he was wearing this. And remember I said her body will be found in the winter. Our bones will be found in the winter. I said when the snow hits the ground. And that is the work uniform for the winter time. I cannot make this up. My gosh. I'm going to screenshot this. This is too much. But this is what I got, you guys. I just need to figure out his name. Okay, and I need to find out. We need to look at Zone 7 on BLM land in Arizona. Zone 7 or Zone 22. Jen, is there an issue for the officer? I don't know, you guys, because I need to go back to my other videos. I watched my last video, and it was 2 nights ago. I was visited by the grandmother and Emily. Okay, I need to get his, yes, I need to see if I can get his initials. Okay, if I do get it, I might not say it on here because like I said, I'm trying to live. I have a family, I have grandchildren, and I would never take my life. Okay. On this card that has the 22, it has the initials MCW. If you look here, where's that lighter? I got to screenshot all this for you guys. But something will be found in winter. And I don't know why winter, because you wouldn't think winter, you think summer. But let me show you. So this is just on the card. MCM. I mean, MCW, or it can be reversed. WCW. Okay. But I'm going to see if I can look at the zoning. I believe he works at the Four Corners. And I believe he works for the Bureau of Land Management. And we need to look for Zone 7 and Zone 22. That's crazy that the one guy, the one burial, he was wearing the winter clothes. So he goes and disposes of the bodies on BLM land because he thinks nobody's going to go out on BLM land. And there's a lot of campers that move around on BLM land. Okay? So we're looking for an officer. Now I need to ask a question: Is he doing this alone, or does he have does he have help? Is he doing this alone, or does he have help? Okay, and then I'm gonna end this. This is like a resistance. I don't believe he's working with anybody. No. I don't know the initials, you guys. That's what I'm saying. I need to go back and look at all the Emily Pike videos that I did because I'm speaking in I don't know what language I'm speaking in. I don't know. I don't know what language I'm speaking. I know it's an ancient language. And I know it's indigenous, but I just don't know. Okay, these two cards flipped. Okay. So justice, yes, there will be justice on this case. But I keep hearing because when I first did the read, they were speaking in Apache and English. Okay, I think grandma was speaking in Apache. Okay, so justice means fairness, truth, clarity, equal balance, cause and effect, as above, so below, as within, so without, as the universe. And yes, and Libra came out, which is Libra in the zodiac sign would be October, but I don't know if I said October before, but this also is giving me the number 11. Okay, so when you look at, if you look at astrology, Western astrology, Libra in Western astrology is October. Um, so, but if you look at Vedic astrology, I think it's different. Okay, but it has number 11 on here, and the element of air and justice and balance. So I do believe that they will find some human remains. Okay, and I kept hearing when the snow hits the ground, and you wouldn't think that you would find human remains when it's snowing. You think you would find it when it's dry and it's hot. But BLM land is where a lot of people that are in RVs, they have to go through the BLM land. And we got number 9, so courage. So I believe he has somebody right now. They could have some damage to their head. And somebody's having courage here. Faith, resilience, boundaries, standing and gearing up for standing and gearing up for something like really bad to happen. Okay, I'm just saying. And there's some kind of wound to the person's head. Okay, my gosh. This is the Nine of Wands. So worse, gathering up for something, worry. Okay, somebody having courage. I believe Emily Pike had a lot of courage. I believe she fought back. Fire, we got fire, air, and we got water. We got all elements: fire, air, water, earth, and spirit. Okay, we got all elements here, my friends. Okay, and I believe he's in the justice system. Double confirmation. When you look at justice, you also know justice system. Okay, double confirmation that he's in the justice system. He works as an officer, and we will find him. Okay, he will meet his fate. Okay. Um, Thank you guys so much. This is Jennifer Felix readings, and they're saying this is the facts. The ancestors are not playing. Yeah, if you want a reading, go to my email, and I have to schedule an appointment. But I'm gonna let you guys go. I do readings. So you have to go to my email, and I have to set up a date and time to do the reading, and I have different prices. Yes, we will find him for sure. There will be justice. But be on the lookout for those Rangers, the SUV, and the trucks. Because they're brown with white, and he's an official officer. So this guy is an officer. Okay? This is guy that took Emily Pike and did what he did to her body, violated her body, is a officer. Yes, I describe his appearance. I seen dark hair with him. He's not fat. He was tall. He was like, I can't remember. I gotta go back to videos. I see somebody that is dark hair, dark eyes. He could have facial hair, and then sometimes he could shave it. Um, he could be 6 something. I don't know, like he's tall, okay? He's not fat, he's skinny. I said this in the other videos. He has brown hair, brown eyes. I actually can see him, okay? Very athletic and with tattoos. Both arms are covered, and he likes to work out every day, and he could like to box, okay? Droopy eyes. Yes, one of his eyes is droopy, and one has a mark. He has a mark. Yes, I believe he's white. I believe we're looking for a white male. Now, remember I did say a black male did come out in one of my past readings. I'm just saying, okay? But I'm getting a Caucasian male, okay? I don't know his age. You have to go back to my videos. I think I said an age, and I gave a description of him. Tall, brown hair. He could have gray, okay? But I'm not seeing, I still see the brown hair, okay? And I think I said around 40-ish, 40-ish, 40 something, okay? In his 40s. And he's an officer. He's sworn in to protect and serve, okay? So you can go back to my other videos, but I'm seeing somebody with brown hair, brown eyes, very tall. He has tattoos on both arms. He likes to work out. He's very routine. What else am I seeing? Very routine. Like, it's so routine. Like, it's kind of giving me like if something was moved out of place, he would know. That's how routine he is. He's watching social media. He's on a lot of Emily Pike sites. What else am I getting? Where he lives is where he lives is secluded. Um, he keeps them. It looked like what I was seeing where he kept them was like it was very dark in there. I didn't see no light. Okay. Oh my God, I got chills because I remember I kept seeing that boy. It's very dark where he keeps them. There's no, like, I don't see no lights unless I'm outside his house. Okay. Um, and it's with him. It's about ego, and we got ego, and it's about power. He likes to overpower them. It doesn't look like a barn to me. I don't think I got, that's not what I said. I said it looked like, I don't know. Do they have, I don't know if they have like basements or something in Arizona, but there's something cement around them. Some kind of cement. Okay. But it's weird because it's not attached to his home. Okay. Um, and I have to go back to my other videos, but remember 22 and 7. That's so important right now. Okay. Um, all right. So this is what I got. He's an officer. This is who we're looking for. And he works for the Bureau of Land Management, and he drives a truck. Um, and he's ex-military. Somebody says 22-7. Yes, I got 7 and 22, and then we also got number 11. Okay. So I'm gonna let you guys go. We need to look at BLM land in Mesa, Arizona, or just BLM land, and we need to look for Zone 7 and Zone 22. That's where I believe they will find human remains. Okay. All right, and he keeps something from all his victims. Okay. And this guy is sworn in to protect and serve. This is a scary part of it. Okay. Very scary, and we're dealing with a serial killer. So I got like he's in his 40s. Okay. All right. Thank you guys so much. This is Jennifer Phillips Readings. This was on Emily Pike. So I will put pictures in my community posts of what the vehicles that they drive, the uniforms that they wear. And it's crazy because I said when the snow hits the ground, and if you look in the one card, that's what they wear in the winter time when the snow hits the ground. So yes, he is a serial killer. So my question is, does it snow in Arizona? Does anybody know? Because I heard when the snow hits the ground. Okay. So it could mean winter months that will get, there'll be evidence of a burial site. Okay. Um, yes, I hope he is watching. And he will get caught. And we need to send a prayer up that he does get caught as a collective. Because we can do that. We have that gift. We can telepathically send this energy up. Okay. Um, all right. So we're sending the energy up for Emily Pike of love, for the truth, and for the other victims, and the other victims that he is, because he has a victim right now. Okay. So we're sending the energy up for the truth to be told, for him to be caught. Okay. We're sending this energy up into the universe. Okay. And he is sworn in. Okay. He is official officer. He's watching this case. He's asking questions, and he double confirmation he works for the justice system. Okay, just saying. All right, so we did get 11 in this read. We got 22 and we got 7. Okay, and we got 9. And this is being recorded today. It's January 13th of 2025. I'm Jennifer Felix. I am a psychic. We got number 9. There was a, yeah, 7. We got 7. Okay. Just making sure I'm not missing nothing in this reading. But that's what her grandma showed me, that he works for. I think he works at the Four Corners. I believe he works at where the 4 states meet. That's where I believe he's a ranger at. Okay. Because I seen him traveling from Arizona to Mexico, and it makes sense if he's at the 4 Corners because he's in 4 directions. Okay. Yes, he's a serial killer. Um, yes, the droopy eyes. He has one droopy eye. Thank you guys. He has one droopy eye, and he has like a scar. This is a small scar on one side of his face from one of his victims. And he has one droopy eye. Okay, he works out, got tattoos, he's military. Okay. All right. Thank you guys so much. This is Jennifer Phillips. I have to say this is for entertainment purposes, so I don't get sued. I would never take my life. I love my life so much. But he will, if he's watching me, we're on to him. We will find you. And you will meet your fates. For all the people that lives that you took, and they're coming for you. The Apaches are coming for you on the spiritual, so you will not get no rest. Okay, I promise you that. Okay, if he's watching my channel. Okay, the Apaches are not sleeping. That grandmother, Emily Pike's family on the spiritual, they carry a lot of weight. Okay, she actually has shaman. She has shaman in her bloodline. Okay, if her mom's watching my channel or anybody's watching my channel, she has shaman in her bloodline. Yes, she does. Um, Somebody says 170 killer. The FBI should go there. They should report him so he can get caught. Yes, he works. I know where he works at. It's just I have to find him. I looked at all the pictures. I looked at some, not all the pictures. Some of the pictures. There was one guy I was drawn to, but I'm gonna keep looking, keep digging. There's one guy that stood out to me. Um, One of them stood out to me. Um, and I was drawn to him psychically. Okay. Yes, prayers and protections. Protect me and all my passengers with a steady hand and watchful eye. Okay, you guys. All right. Thank you so much. So if you see these vehicles, don't get in them. Okay. Do not get in them. This is official officer sworn in to protect and serve, and he's not doing that. He's a serial killer. Okay. And I got justice twice, and I knew this was going to come out. Okay. And I'm speaking the truth. Okay. All right. This is on Emily Pike updated reading. I believe I solved this case. We just need to find the burial site and the bodies, and we need to find him. Okay. I'm not going to announce it on this page. Okay. I'm not going to. Okay. But I will let people know, and it will be recorded and documented for my safety. Okay. Yes, I can look at that. Somebody says, can you look at the 170 killer and the same person? Yes, I can do that. Okay. Yes, you guys send me an email. I'm gonna get off, you guys. Thank you guys so much. I want to come back to Jonathan. Oh, that was so creepy yesterday. My goodness. Okay, I was creeped out. And I'm not creeped out. I'm used to this, but there was crows flying over his house, and then a hearse came by. The guy sped off. I mean, he wasn't working alone. And then somebody said that they smoke the dead people's ashes. They smoke it. It's a drug. They smoke the ashes of the dead deceased person. I'm like, what the hell? Okay, what the hell? Where are we at? Because I want to go. Okay, take me back. And this is my mission to help mankind. Okay. Uh, is there a way to let people in the area know about this? Yes. Watch this damn video. Okay, I'm going to put it on my community post of the vehicles. They drive SUVs and trucks. I will put it up. We're looking for an officer, and I believe he works for the Bureau of Land Management. Okay, and I believe he drives a brown white truck. He has tattoos. He works out. Yes, I heard they smoke human remains, the bones of human deceased people. They smoke the damn bones. Okay, I'm going to do another read on Jonathan. I just need a break from Jonathan. Okay. Because that house was beautiful. I even looked up who owned the house, and it showed a realtor company, who owned the house that Jonathan Gerlosh was in. Okay, because that back garage area is where they found human remains, and the cemetery that he was going to was not upkept. But somebody that worked for that cemetery knows something, because I got in the reading, somebody knew the white rich guy. The white rich guy was buying the bones. Okay. I don't know if he was buying it to smoke it. I don't know. Okay. Yes, we need to find out who owns the house. It's 100 Washington. Now, let me say something before I got to charge my phone. I got 3 bars here. The house number was 100. There was 100 remains found, and his bond is 1 million. That's esoteric. They're using numbers. They're using gematria. Okay, 100 bodies. His address was 100 Washington Avenue, and his bond is 1 million. That is called gematria. That's called esoteric knowledge. Okay, yes, the Pennsylvania guy. Listen to what I'm saying. His home address was 100 Washington Avenue. The body count, okay, was 100, and his bond is 1 million. Do you see where I'm going with this? So I have to come back to that energy, okay? His address is 100. They found 100 remains of human remains. His bond is 1 million. All that is a sequence. All that is a coincidence, okay? Yes, Jonathan Gorlock, okay? We're talking about Emily Pike, okay? Yes, Jonathan Gorlock, I'm going to dig more into him, okay? Um, bizarre, okay? Um, bizarre. But what I notice is in esoteric knowledge or any occult knowledge, they use numbers. So I was drawn to his bond is 1 million. They found 100 bodies, and his house number is 100 Washington Avenue. Ain't that a goddamn coincidence? Okay. And was he smoking the ashes? I don't know, but he was on something. If you look at his picture, his eyes look glassy, but he looks MK Ultra out here. Okay, I'm just saying, possession. And I was right there where they found the human remains in the back where that car garage was, and he has a storage unit. Okay, I talked to the detectives, but I had to take that video down because when I talk to them, I can only say much on my channel. Okay, all right. Yes, and he's 34. So 34, so you break that down. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You break 8 down, that's 4. So in an exoteric, my phone's getting ready to die. His home, his roots, his family, and his foundation. That's where we need to look at. Okay? In 1991. So you can even break that down in esoteric in gematria. Okay? Even his name, I was breaking it down in gematria. Okay? Yes, it looks weird. It's not, something's not right about it. Okay? It's not right. There's some kind of cultist connection. Okay? With the numbers, with gematria. Okay? I picked that up right away. 100 bodies, 100 remains. The address was 100 Washington Avenue, and his bond is $1 million. They're using gematria. They're using occult knowledge. Okay? So I will come back and revisit his case. Okay? Thank you guys so much. Once again, this is Jennifer Felix. Thank you guys so much. This was on Emily Pike. We're looking for a ranger, and you need to be careful out here. Okay? Because this guy is supposed to protect and serve, and he's out here snatching people up. Okay? And this is for entertainment purposes. Okay? And I love my life so much. Okay? We need to look at zone BLM, zone 7, and zone BLM land in Arizona, zone 7 and zone 22. Okay? BLM land. Okay? Thank you guys so much. This was the read on Emily Pike. Thank you, Emily Pike's ancestors. Thank you for her grandma, her family, her descendants, for her. And we need to send prayers up so this can be solved. Okay? And it will be solved. Okay? And people need to be careful because there will be other victims out here. Okay? All right. Thank you guys so much. I love all you guys. Stay safe out here, and I gotta go. Okay? All right. Thank you guys. Once again, thank you, Emily